Alright guys, now what we're on it now is linear sequences, okay, so linear sequences. Okay, the word linear means a straight line or the same, okay. Now, it says the nth term of a sequence is Tn plus 3. Write down the first 5 terms in the sequence. So all you guys have to do is the following. You write down T1, T2, T3, T4 and T5. This tells you T1 is the first term, T2 is the second term, and T5 would be the 5th term. All you gotta do, anywhere you see n, replace it with the number you're using. So in the first one I'm using 1. This is 2 times 1 plus 3. The second one is 2 times 2 plus 3. The third one is 2 times 3 plus 3. The fourth one, 2 times 4 plus 3. And finally the fifth one, 2 times 5 plus 3. Now, what you're going to notice is the first one is going to be 5, second one's going to be 7, third one's going to be 9, next one's going to be 11, the one after that's going to be 13. Okay? See, whatever number comes beside the n, whatever number comes beside the n is the gap. You notice that they all have a difference of 2. Okay? They all have a difference of 2. Now, the problem next is find out T20 and T100. Are you going to write down like you can do it quite easy actually. T20 and T100, okay, is just replace n with 20 and n with 100. That's all you gotta do. So the 20th term would be 2 times 20 plus 3, which is 43. The 100th term, 2 times 100 plus 3 is 203. Now, what this basically means is, all these answers, what they mean is, if I was to write down a bunch of numbers, okay, like 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, they're the first 5, aren't they? The 20th one would be 43, and the 100th one would be 203. So this shows you that how the sequence works. If you want to find out what the 100th term is, you're not going to count them all up. You're going to use an equation, okay? And that's just simply how you do question 3. Now, Farrell, you're asking about question 4. All what you have to do is get in question 4. It is question 4. All what it is T1 plus T5. So all what you'd have to do using the last question would be your answer of T1 plus your answer for T5. The answer would be 18. Okay, so that's it. Very easy. Okay, next one. Explain why each of these sequences is linear. Can anybody in the class explain why these are linear? Okay, take that as a no. A linear sequence is a sequence with the same gap between each one. So what's the gap between all of these? 5. It's a linear sequence because it has a consistent number or gap between each term. So for example, T2 minus T1 is, anybody? What's the second term minus the first term? What's the third term minus the second term? And that's the way they work. In this one, what's the gap? Minus 4. It's gone down by 4. So that's why they're linear sequences, okay? Now, the nth term of a sequence is 3n plus 2. Write down the first 6 terms of the sequence. Okay, everybody know how to do this? How do you do this, guys? 3 bracket 1 plus 2. 3 bracket 2 plus 2. 3 bracket 3 plus 2. 3 bracket 4 plus 2. 3 bracket 5 plus 2. And then finally 3 bracket 6 plus 2. Just add them all together. You get 5. What's the gap going to be between each one? 3. 5, 8, 11, 14, 17 and 20. Finally it goes, what is T100? T100 is 3 times 100 plus 2. That'll get you 302. There is not much else to this exercise. The following sequence, okay, they're usually known as arithmetic series. Alright, arithmetic or a linear series. Now what arithmetic and a linear series means the following, okay? It means 5, 7, 9, 11, alright? It means that basically the gap between each one, each time it goes up with the same gap. Is everybody happy with that? So what's the gap in this case? 2, 2, 2. Okay? Now, the problem is with this, if I was to ask you what is the 100th term, you aren't going to count out 100 of them. It takes too much effort. So we need a formula for this, okay? Now, the formula is, this in your log tables, Tn equals A plus N minus 1 times D. Now, what we have to find out is A is the first term, and D is the difference. What do I mean by difference? 2. Okay. So first of all, what is A? What's the value for A? 5. And what's the value for D? 2. You're going to multiply in 2. And what you're going to get is 5 plus 2n minus 2. And then you get 2n plus 3. I'll explain now. T of n, this formula I just used here, it's not actually in your book, but it's in your tables. I'd like you to take it down and write down that A is the first term and D is the difference. This sequence we just did, this is T1, this is T2, this is T3, this is T4. We can see that there's a gap of how much between each one? A gap of 2. This gap of 2 is represented by 2n. Okay? The number 3 represents what we have to add on for the first term. So I'll show you now. T1 should be equal to 5, right? This means replace all n's with 1. 2 times 1 plus 3 is, what's the answer? 5. The second answer should be 7. 2 times 2 plus 3? 7. Okay? So you can see that this equation will tell me any term I want. I can find out how would I find out what the 20th term is? Can anybody tell me? 2 times 20 plus 3. Okay, and that equals 43. Okay? Alright. Let's try another one of these. 2 and 3 are the same. Okay, I'm going to do number 6 now. I think. Number 6. Alright. Once again, the first thing I want you to write down every time is Tn formula. Tn is A plus n minus 1 times D. Okay. First of all, what is the A value in this question? 8. What is the D value? What's the D value? Minus 3. Okay? A is 8, D is minus 3. So what we're going to do with the Tn formula is say Tn is 8 plus n minus 1 times minus 3. Multiply n by minus 3 and we'll get 8 minus 3n plus 3. Therefore the formula is 5 minus 3n. Now, let's check this answer out to see if it works. if I put, what should my answer for T3 be? T3 should be? T3, anybody? T3 should be 2. Let's check it out. Sorry? Oh, sorry, it's 11 minus 3n. Excuse me, yeah, I was just looking at that. It didn't work. That's why you check your answer. If the answer doesn't work, you made a mistake. Sorry, 8 plus 3 is 11. So it's going to be 11 minus 3 times 3. Is T3 equal to 2? It is, isn't it? Because 11 minus 9 is 2. We have the correct formula. Do you got it? We know we have the correct formula now. What does it want to happen? It wants Tn to be minus 34. Do you got it? It wants Tn to be minus 34. So what you say is Tn must be minus 34. What's the formula for Tn? 11 minus 3n. 11 minus 3n must be minus 34. Okay? Figure out what n is. How do you figure out what n is? Minus 3n equals minus 34 minus 11 minus 3n equals minus 45 on burn. Multiply both sides by minus and you get 3n equals 45, and therefore must be 15. What does that mean? If you count down 15 times, your answer, your 15th term should be minus 34. Let's check that out. Let's check our answer. 8, 5, 2, minus 1, minus 4, that's 5. Minus 7, minus 10, minus 13, minus 16, minus 19, that's 10. Minus 22, minus 25, minus 28, minus 31, and finally minus 34. I counted down 15 times. N equals 15. That's how it works. Okay? Now, how much time